Hey, welcome into New World News, and one of the stories for today's videos is that Elon Musk is reportedly talking about walking away from purchasing Twitter for $44 billion because Twitter refuses to give him correct information that he's been requesting for nearly a month or over a month about the number of spam fake bot accounts that exist on Twitter. And I would imagine, in my opinion, that they are not willing to give up that real information because it's probably a lot higher than they care to admit. Now, there's something like 290 million active Twitter accounts, and Elon wants to know what percentage, what number of those are fake or bots are, just completely not real. And that's probably hard to do, to find all of them. Some of them fly under the radar. They do have software and AI and bots that can find other bots, but it's probably not an easy thing to do. And even if it is, like I said, I would imagine that number is a little bit higher than the Twitter CEOs and Twitter board would care to actually disclose to Elon, because if they do and it's accurate and it's higher than he would have thought or they would have thought, then it's going to cost them money, because he's going to have to review and renew that offer and revise it down and say, look, I bid based on 290 million accounts. It turns out 20 million aren't real. There's only 270. That makes you not quite worth as much. I got to bring the number down. And that's why they're being really slow about it. And so now he's talking about backing out of the deal. Let's go over to the news story and check it out a little further in details. All right, so here's a story on Elon, seen in business. First one that popped up. Again, I don't have any kind of loyalty to any of the mainstream media. It's just where I grab stories from because I hate them all. Elon Musk issued his most direct threat yet to walk away from the purchase of Twitter on Monday, openly accusing the social media company of breaching the merger agreement by not providing the data he requested on spam and fake accounts. In a letter to Twitter's head of legal policy and trust, Vijaya Gade, Musk alleged that Twitter is actively resisting and thwarting his information rights as outlined by the deal. It's a clear material breach of Twitter's obligations under the merger agreement, and Mr. Musk reserves all rights resulting therefrom, including his right not to consummate the transaction and his right to terminate the merger agreement, an attorney representing Musk wrote to the company. Musk has demanded that Twitter turn over information about its testing methodologies to support its claim that bots and fake accounts constitute less than 5% of the platform's active user base. I believe that Elon probably thinks it's more around 20%. Figure that the company has consistently stated for years in boilerplate public disclosures. Musk has also called for doing his own independent assessment based on Twitter's data. Shares of Twitter fell 5% in early trading Monday, even before the latest development. Twitter stock was trading well below Musk's takeover offer, 54.20 per share, likely indicating investor skepticism about the deal going through. Twitter's CEO, Parag Agrawal, has stood by his company's long-term spam metric. In a statement Monday, the company said Twitter has and will continue to cooperatively share information with Mr. Musk to consummate the transaction in accordance with the terms of the merger agreement. It also intends to close the transaction and enforce the merger agreement at the agreed price and terms. Musk has alleged that the true number of spam accounts is likely much more, potentially as high as 90%. Whew. Musk has previously said the acquisition cannot move forward until the company provides proof of its spam metric. 90% sounds a bit ridiculous. 5% sounds way too low. I thought he was going to say 20, 25%. I would think that that's probably the real number. Do I think half of all Twitter are bots? 50%? I doubt it. If I heard 30 or 40%, I probably wouldn't be too surprised. I think the actual number is probably 20, 25. But if I heard 30 or 40, it probably wouldn't shock me. If I heard 50% or any number above 50%, I'd be a little skeptical of that. 90% sounds insane. Musk is just throwing something at the wall at that point. Some Wall Street analysts have said this pushback may be a case of buyer's remorse and an effort to pressure Twitter into negotiating a lower price for the $44 billion deal. There have been questions from the start about how Musk would finance the acquisition. Social media stocks have also taken a hit in recent weeks amid broader market jitters. Monday's letter speculated Twitter may be withholding the requested data due to concern for what Mr. Musk's own analysis of the data will uncover. Of course, it's going to say it's much higher than their 5%. The letter also claimed Twitter had sought to restrict access to the information by interpreting the merger agreement narrowly, such that providing the information would fall outside the scope of Twitter's contractual requirements. But the letter charged that even by Twitter's narrowed definitions, it still has an obligation to furnish the information. In separate security filings, Twitter previously disclosed that Musk had waived a due diligence clause in the deal that could have made it easier for him to back out of the agreement. Without it, Musk could face a tougher climb in the prospect of litigation. In making the agreement to buy Twitter, Musk has made spam bots on the platform a central issue. He had vowed to defeat them or die trying, even as he described Twitter as being vital to the future of civilization. So pretty interesting. What do you think percentage of all Twitter users is a bot or fake spam accounts? For that matter, on social media, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, how many of them are fake spam bot accounts? What percent do you think is a fair number? I'm going to stick by my word. I think if it ever comes out, it's 20-25%. So we'll have to see. Do I think Elon completes the purchase of Twitter? No, I don't think it goes through. I think it was a big posturing thing. I think he wants to buy them, but I think that he's realizing after getting information that it's probably not as attractive as he first thought it was. So due diligence is a big, big thing. With that said, I'll leave you to the rest of your day. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel so you stick around for more news stories, and hit that blue thumbs up. I really appreciate you helping the algorithm. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.